Practice makes perfect. We've heard that phrase, but I don't know how true that is. I would say practice makes you better at what you were working on. My son got a pogo stick last night for his birthday. It was awesome to watch him try. And then to get on it myself was terrifying. You know, you stand back and you watch these moments happen and you watch other people do things and you think, I can do that. I would rock at that. And then when you actually get on it, it's quite terrifying. I thought I could stand up in front of people and speak. I thought that I could get up and I could give a huge speech and everything would just flow perfectly because it always flowed in my head. It just made sense. A few years ago, I found myself up in Canada, up in Kananaskis, and I was doing a speaking conference. It was called BFSA, Business Freedom Speaking Academy. And it was with this man, Eric Edmeades, that I absolutely adore and have so much respect for. And I've learned so much from this man. Well, I'm up there. It's a 5-day-long conference. And I got called up to the front. And I thought, oh, I can do this. I can rock this. And I got up on stage and I spoke for about 20 seconds. And I froze. And my brain went completely blank. There was just nothing there. There was nothing. And I got to a point where I just said, all right, thank you. And I walked off stage. And he, of course, called me back and he taught me a little bit. And then okay, thanks, goodbye. And I went and I sat down and I thought, okay, next time I get up, I'll be good. And the next time I got up, I went up to the front and we had these little words or phrases. And mine was the ugly duckling. And I read this phrase. I was like, okay, I got this. And I started speaking. And I remembered what he had told me. And again, I froze completely. Just nothing came out. And I wanted to run away. But this time, he didn't let me. He pushed me a little bit. And he gave me the information I needed. And I tried again. And I did it. And I thought, oh, I can do this. So day 2 came. And I thought, okay, something awful it was actually more scary when you were up on stage than when you were sitting in the audience. And everything had kind of changed in my mind. And I didn't know if I could do it. So I told myself, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go down to the stage before anybody else shows up and I'm going to practice. And I did. I got down there at 5 o'clock in the morning and I practiced every single morning for those next 4 days for a full hour each morning. And I went down there day 1. And all I did on day 1 was I walked to the middle of the stage and I turned and I looked straight at the cameras and I just stood there. And I just got used to what it would look like to have all the cameras and the lights pointing at me. That in itself made my heart go boom, 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 boom. It was terrifying just to stand there. And day 2, you see what they had done was they had taken all of these little words, these phrases. You know how mine was the ugly duckling? Well, everybody had gotten these. Well, everybody had thrown them in the trash. So at the end of day 1, I had gone to the trash can. I went dumpster diving and I had stolen all the words. So day 2, I got up and I went down there and I had my words and I would pick one word and I never looked at the words, but I would pick one out and I would walk across the stage and I would stop and then I would talk about this word. And on day 3, I did 2 words. And on day 4, I actually stood in the middle of the stage and I danced my heart out. I just sat there and danced. There was no music, there wasn't anything, but I had to get comfortable being in front of people. I had to know what was happening. So I just danced and danced and danced. And day 5, I went back and I did 2 more words. And every day when I would do that first exercise, when I first got down there, I would walk across the stage and stand there. And then I would walk off. Practice doesn't have to make you perfect, but practice makes you better. So if there's anything that you're faced with, any challenges that you have, if it's a pogo stick or anything else, talking on stage, anything, practice. Keep practicing because you'll end up exactly where you want to be with all of those practices on your belt.